So hello and welcome to Mixologist, the place on the internet thingy where speed is of the essence. Case in point, this unit here that I've got from my customer, send it in, needs quick rebuild. As you can see, it's a marine unit, but I've got a little bit of a problem, is that I'm going on holiday in a few days, so I have got very little, if any, time to work on this unit, and I really want the customer to be able to go out there and enjoy his boat. So we're gonna have to do this at pace. So this episode is gonna be about kind of how do you rebuild a carb at pace if you need to just get it out of the door, get it out there for the customer. So first of all, I'll show you as ever what we're working with, kind of a couple of basic characteristics of this unit, and then we'll start straight away with just tearing it off, putting in the ultrasonic, doing all the processes that we need to do as a matter of course, really. So here's the unit we're working with. As you can see, it's a list 3858330. That's got a long list number. It's a marine unit, and as you can see, it's got the usual marine fallables. So you've got a little bit of corrosion on the throttle plates, which is expected. Then obviously a little bit of corrosion in here, but actually for a marine carb it's actually in pretty good shape. Obviously the choke flap, this is always something that gets very damaged in marine carbs. So this is obviously going to need a bit of attention, and look at this. This is going to need also quite a lot of attention. But apart from that, it should be a really relatively good unit to rebuild. We need to test the choke, make sure that's working. I've got a new one, so that shouldn't be a problem. So why don't we get on? Let's start tearing into this unit and just commencing the rebuild process. Okay, let's see if we can make some sense out of the condition of this unit. Okay, so the metering block seems okay. It's just that I think there might be an issue with the power valve. This might be the wrong power valve. So I think I found the problem with this carb, that when I took the power valve out, you can see that the gasket wasn't sitting properly. This is exactly how it came out. So when the gasket doesn't sit properly, what happens is the power valve kind of leaks and it wouldn't work properly, so this carb wouldn't have worked properly. So this is the reason probably why this carb wasn't working as it should. So actually this fuel bowl is okay. You can see here because it hasn't got any like debris or dirt around here or around here. So that gives me the diagnosis that the condition of the carb is generally okay. This carb was running fine. Probably the main issue it had was the power valve issue that I shown before. You stubborn devil. So one of the particularities of marine carbs is this J-pipe that basically is put in here and it's like a press fit. So in order to rebuild this unit properly, you need to take off the J-pipe. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I generally use this, and you need to come at an angle and start tapping it with one of these. So you start pushing it off. So as you can see, this has come off, which is good. And now we need to carry on with the rest of the disassembly of the carb and just start the cleaning process straight away. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, obviously I need to restore these bits that you see here, the J-pipe. It was all corroded, it was in a pretty bad state. This as well, look at this, it's all kind of eaten up. So what I need to do now is I need to do chemical blacking, and basically it's like a three-part process. So one is like it's this way, so it's a degreaser on stage 1. Stage 2 is the blacking solution, and then stage 3 is something called the dewatering oil that basically creates a coat on top of the piece. And before I've added stage 0, which is basically acetone, and making sure that the pieces are properly clean before they are put in the solution. So what I'm going to do this and now, and I'm going to show you the finished process, finished article, how these things look when they are protected from corrosion. Okay, so now we're in a relatively good position to start the build out process of the unit. So as you've seen before, I was going to do the chemical blacking of the throttle plate. So here you can see them, that now they should be protected from corrosion, and it's going to look good, but that's not important. What really important is that it be protected from corrosion. And look at the difference it makes on the choke flap, huge difference. And also this as well, which was fully corroded as well. This is the choke shaft and the J-pipe as well. So everything is nice and protected from corrosion. However, there is one thing that if you've been watching this channel, you probably know where I'm getting at. But it is really important whenever you are building any carb to check the list number and to check the jetting and the power valve. Why? Because I was doing this now, because remember it came with this kind of 25 power valve. Is it this one? No, this is, anyway, it came with a power valve that was incorrect, and therefore what I had to do is I had to go on the manual. But when I was on the manual, I've realized that the jetting is incorrect. So instead of using 70 jets, which is what it came with, okay, so now comes the moment of truth for this unit, because what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to do the kind of leak down testing, make sure everything is nice and tight, so that I can test whether this fuel bowl is a goer or not. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's not leaking, so that's a winner, because I tell you, trying to get a new fuel bowl of this, it would have been very complicated. So I'm glad it survived the vacuum test. So now what we need to do is start building up all the rest of the unit. Okay, so now this is we're getting to the end of the of this episode, and what I want to do now is I want to do a kind of a bit of a summary of what are the common issues that you can get with marine carbs. So the first one you've seen in this video is corrosion. So the throttle plates sometimes tend to corrode, as well as the choke flap here, so that needs to be dealt with generally. One thing that I've found time and time again, especially here in the UK, is incorrect setup of these units, especially in terms of jetting, that they are like way out in terms of being too lean. Obviously, if you want to keep your pistons inside the engine kind of in one piece, you're really better off keeping the standard configuration of the carbs and not start varying too much. I think there's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing and start putting jets that are not adequate for the job. Third is obviously some particularities around how do you take off the unit, especially how you deal with the J pipe, and also finally how do you present the item, in a sense, because it needs to be painted to protect from further corrosion, and again that's important, you know, for the end customer. So I'll show you a bit how this unit looks like in its kind of final state, and then we can start working with new project, and also shipping this item back to the customer because he's waiting for it. So okay, so as you've seen in the previous segment, I masked this. So this obviously is not painted. This is ready for the gasket to sit on top of the manifold. So this is kind of okay in that respect. And obviously I've done painting. This is the fuel inlet, but I've done the painting for the rest of the unit, and this should kind of protect it from corrosion, apart also from looking quite nice, dare I say. So this is the end of the episode. I want to say thank you very much for watching this particular episode. I mean, if you've got any questions or comments, or if you want a kind of carb rebuild and you happen to be around the UK, just send it over my way. I'll sort it out. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.